They preach discipline, scream budget, and throw buzzwords like passive income and FIRE at you. But the finance gurus you follow might be lying to you, and the truth they're not saying could be the very reason you're still broke. Because behind the viral Instagram posts and polished YouTube videos, there's a missing layer no one talks about, one that separates real wealth builders from the audience stuck watching on the sidelines. These so-called finance gurus love to sell you simplified advice that sounds good on paper but fails in the real world. The first lie they push is, just stop buying coffee and you'll be rich. This myth is everywhere. Cut your lattes, cut your Netflix, cut your joy. But here's the truth. Skipping a $5 coffee won't buy you a house. Building wealth isn't about nickel and diming your happiness. It's about increasing your income, building scalable skills, and investing wisely. The latte narrative is a distraction from the real issue, your income ceiling and lack of leverage. Second, they tell you, anyone can become a millionaire by 30 if they just budget hard enough. This ignores the brutal reality of wage stagnation, rising housing costs, student loans, and systemic inequality. Budgeting is important, yes, but you can't budget your way out of poverty. Real wealth comes from earning more, not just spending less. The gurus don't emphasize income generation because teaching you how to make more money takes real work. It's not as easy as preaching minimalism and spreadsheet templates. The third thing they don't say is that passive income is not actually passive. They glamorize rental properties, affiliate marketing, and dividend stocks as effortless cash machines. But the truth is, every form of passive income requires upfront effort, knowledge, risk, and maintenance. A rental property isn't passive when the toilet floods at midnight. A blog doesn't earn without consistent content. They sell the dream without showing the grind. Fourth, finance. Gurus often say, anyone can do it if they want it bad enough, which sounds empowering but is dangerously misleading. Not everyone starts at the same line. Privilege, connections, and safety nets matter more than they admit. It's not just about hard work, it's about access, timing, and sometimes plain luck. They rarely acknowledge this, because their message sells better when it's wrapped in a one-size-fits-all formula. Fifth, they'll tell you to never have debt, but they don't explain the difference between good debt and bad debt. Not all debt is created equal. Rich people use debt to grow, leveraging loans to invest in appreciating assets. Poor people fear debt entirely or drown in it for liabilities. Finance gurus love absolutes, but wealth requires nuance. Sometimes taking on debt is the smartest move you can make, if it's strategic. Sixth, they push financial independence as the ultimate goal, retire early and do nothing forever. But they don't talk about what happens after you reach that goal. The truth is, humans need purpose. Sitting on a beach sounds great for a week, maybe a month, but lifelong fulfillment comes from growth, contribution, creativity, not just financial escape. Many FIRE followers hit the freedom they wanted, then spiral into boredom and burnout. The gurus rarely address the emotional and psychological side of wealth. Finally, the seventh thing they don't say, the biggest lie of omission, is this: I made my money by selling you the dream, not by following the advice I give. The majority of finance gurus didn't get rich by investing in index funds or budgeting. They got rich by building a brand, selling online courses, monetizing YouTube, or creating content around money itself. They built businesses, not savings, accounts. But they rarely say that out loud because it shatters the illusion they've crafted. And yet, that's the secret. The real path to wealth is entrepreneurship, creativity, risk, and scale, not just pinching pennies. So what does this mean for you? It means stop blindly worshiping influencers with flashy thumbnails and start asking deeper questions. Don't just follow advice. Understand why it works, who it works for, and whether it applies to you. It's time to take what's useful, discard the fluff, and design your own playbook. Finance isn't about rigid rules, it's about adaptable strategy. The gurus are selling blueprints for a house you're not building. It's time to stop copying their vision and start constructing your own. Because once you stop buying into the myth of the guru and start thinking for yourself, that's when the real wealth begins.